Kareem Abdul-Richards. We got one on our hands here. We got something going on here, man. Something nice is happening with our big man. And I like what I'm seeing from Nick Richards. What's up and welcome to the Sam Dracula channel, a Charlotte Hornets fan channel. We are 3 games into the season. The Hornets are 2-1. We're coming off a big win on the road at Atlanta versus the Hawks. Steve Clifford is doing a madness with these boys, and all without LaMelo, all without Terry Rozier, all without Cody Martin. And if you didn't know those guys were hurt and how important they are, you'd think this team was at full strength. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this Hornets squad this early into the season. I don't know how long this will last. It probably won't. Way too early to tank, right? But this is actually jokes right now. So I don't know how long this will be like this. Probably not very long. But, you know, with the Hornets not in the lottery, they don't have a draft pick. Their own draft pick, excuse me, this year. They'll have the Nuggets pick if the season ended today. Like, the Hornets would have the 26th pick, which, hey, game's the game. All right, shout out to Jalen Duren. But just for fun, sim lottery. Dude, I hope this happens. I hope the Pelicans win the lottery. I hope the Lakers get the worst record in the league and the Pelicans win the lottery. That'd be so jokes. That'd be so jokes. This will be a joke too. Like if the Nets were like second, end up with Scoot Henderson or somebody, that'd be disgusting. That'd be disgusting. But again, way too early. Hornets being a 3 seed at the moment is nuts. Well, let's bask in the optimism at this point in the year. Also to keep in mind, last year the Hornets started 3-0 and we saw how last season ended. So again, long way to go. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the standouts from the season so far. But before I do that, I want to take a quick time out to say thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. You'll recognize Aura as a jersey sponsor for the Minnesota Timberwolves, like right on the front, right on the chest. Did you know that identity theft is the fastest growing crime in America, and there's a new victim every 14 seconds? And that's why I'm excited to partner with Aura. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software all combined into one easy to use app. Genuinely, I've been using Aura for about a month now. Like it's legit incredible. Like you're on the internet, you're on the internet right now, right? You watching this video, you're on the internet right now. Aura comes in with a blanket of security that you just don't have to worry about because you have them. There's a few different ways to use Aura. Like I've linked my bank accounts in the app. So if there's a withdrawal, a purchase, a transfer between like my checking and savings account, for instance, I'll get an alert saying, hey, yo, just, hey, something happened. Did you do this? Did you mean to do this? You know, it's that added level of security that's always nice because I've had my stuff stolen before. Years ago, I had my debit card compromised. Like someone did a madness at a Chinese restaurant in Miami. and I didn't find out until months later. I wish I had Aura then. They've removed my personal information from 15 data brokers. A few days later, they found another 6 data brokers to remove my information from. So in the app, you can also link your email addresses. So if those email addresses pop up on the dark web, you can get a little heads up so you can change your passwords, again, to help keep you safe online. Aura monitors the dark web for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers and sends alerts fast right to your phone and email. Aura also gives you near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries, like if someone was opening a loan or credit card in your name. Aura's VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by keeping your browsing history and personal information safe and encrypted. Protect your family and protect yourself. Go to the website aura.com/SXMDRXC. It's on the screen, link in the description. And if you sign up right now, Aura will give you a 2-week free trial with my link. Try it out and come back to this video. Leave me a comment. Let me know how many times your information was found on the dark web. You know, I was surprised. I know you will be too. You won't regret trying it out. Again, thank you to Aura for sponsoring the video. Supporting them supports me, so give them a look. But again, listen, this team has a lot to talk about. I want to start with Kelly Oubre. I'm gonna end with Nick Richards. All right, I'm gonna save him until last because I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait on Nick Richards, okay? But starting with Kelly Oubre. This is how Oubre started last season, right? The first 3 games of the season, he started 2 games, came off the bench in 1. And in those games, 14 attempts per game. 7 of those attempts were 3s. Shooting in this stretch, 33%, which was about his average for the year. And, you know, if you watch these Hornets games last year, the dips, man, the peaks and valleys with Oubre from distance was tough. This season with the injuries we're dealing with, Oubre is starting, right? Started all 3 games. Same shot attempts per game as last year during the first 3. 14 this year, 14 last year. The difference is 2 fewer threes per game. The difference is 40% from 3, 46, if you want to round up, 47% from the field. Kelly Oubre is moving with way more efficiency, which in turn is leading to more positive possessions, less dead possessions, more ball movement, and more fouls. 2.7 free throw attempts per game this year. Last year, 1.7. The swing from that last year to this year, I don't know if that's him. I don't know if it's Clifford. I don't know if it's a contract year. Maybe it's all 3 things mixed together, but it's working, and I hope it continues. I think it will. All right, listen, I don't know if this is going to be in the video, maybe cut out because of copyright, but listen, Rozier has the ball. Oubre gets it on the wing. He squares up like he's going to shoot that ball, and if it's last year, I think he does. He pump fakes, puts the ball on the floor, takes patience, and lets it fly over Ingram. Oubre's had moments like this throughout the year so far, right? Where he had an opportunity for a shot, instead of taking the 3, making the extra play, getting someone else involved or getting to the lane. Like I like what I'm seeing from Oubre. If this is the guy we get the rest of the season, that's a dub, man. We have a legit 6th man of the year contender in Kelly Oubre once the team gets healthy again. So I want to take a second to talk about Steve Clifford. What he's been doing thus far, I think, has been a breath of fresh air. If you didn't know, I do live streams during Hornets games and just talk about them as they're happening, right? And I'm really enjoying it, like really enjoying it this year. I'm not as frustrated as I was last season or the season before. And I put a lot of that on Steve Clifford. Like this Hornets team has still some issues. All is not right in the world. There's still some sloppy turnovers, especially in New Orleans where they couldn't pass the ball 4 feet to one another. Like the turnovers is an issue. The fouls issue, but we'll see, you can fix that over time. But largely, this team is moving with a lot more purpose, offensively and defensively. Like I don't remember seeing these many backdoor cuts in the half court. Like I feel like they're actually running plays when the Hornets have the ball. And on the defensive end, like this team is locked in. Clifford is standing on the court, like he's engaged at all times. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Clifford, and it's a weird one, right? With Atkinson saying yes and then no. Bringing Clifford back after he got fired once before. But it low-key's working, man. And I can't fault it. There's nothing, I can't fault anything I've seen from Steve Clifford thus far. And during these games on stream, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. You can see the difference from last year to this year already. And it's in big part to Steve Clifford. This is just one of many plays I could probably show you, but just for copyright reasons, we'll stick it with this one. But look, Ingram has the rock. Ingram had a great game against the Hornets, but the Hornets caused issues. And look at it, like they stayed on him. Sliding over. Dennis Smith Jr. leaving Alvarado, saw an opportunity to pick up a steal. Oubre gets the loose ball over to Smith to Jalen with the extra pass to Hayward with the layup. Like it's clean. It's simple. It's clean. This is another strong sign of what I'm seeing from this season, right? Like Ingram has the ball. Valanciunas sets a screen on Oubre, and you can't hear it, but Clifford's calling for a blitz here. We have Oubre and Plumlee doubling Ingram. He tries to force it into Zion. PJ's in a tough spot right here. PJ having to defend Zion in the paint. That's tough, but it's a little wild pass. Zion can't really get it, and PJ stays on him, and then turns into a turnover. Listen, I think the Hornets will win 30 to 40 games at best. Like at the top end 40, at the worst end 30 something. But I think they'll avoid long losing streaks because of plays like that, of buy-in, of scheme buy-in, and trust with your teammate. I like what I'm seeing a lot through these first 3 games. Has me really optimistic that we'll avoid those long dips. So shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. once again. This guy has been a menace on defense, really on both ends. But his effort defensively, creating offense out of his stops, has been really a breath of fresh air. So this is one play. I just want to point out the toughness he has. Look at this, man. Capella, mouse in the house, faced up on Dennis Smith Jr. Major size and height advantage on Smith. Ripped, out muscled, Dennis Smith out-muscles Capella. James Bouknight has looked terrible this season up until last night. He had a free throw, and from that point on, he's like, oh, this is why you're 11th pick in the draft. Like it something clicked. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, a rhythm thing, just getting warmed up, getting your legs and lungs right. But James Bouknight, a flip switch last night. And again, going back to the backcourt situation, LaMelo Terry, Smith, and Bouknight, and maybe some Teo Maladon here and there. It feels pretty good. The bench guys, Jalen McDaniels and JT Thor, I think have looked really good, like really good. And the idea of having these big, tall, athletic wings, it's pretty exciting to have off the bench. You know, I like what I'm seeing from these fellas. I'm curious to see how Cody Martin fits into that bench wing rotation once he gets back. But we got guys there, man, and I'm glad that JT Thor is getting love from Clifford. You know, he got a nice shout out last night in post game, and he's delivering. He's delivering in his second year. So this is one of my favorite plays from last night. JT Thor gets the ball at the perimeter, pump fakes a three, takes a dribble, gets stripped, doesn't give up on the play, hustles back, and gets the chase down block on Aaron Holiday as he rolls into the stanchion. Like stuff like that is gonna get you minutes. Clifford's gonna love that stuff. He's gonna eat that stuff up. You know, we need that. That's winning basketball. You make a mistake, you make up for it immediately. You know, avoiding getting a stupid foul at half court or something like that. Like I like what I'm seeing. It's time for the main event. Nick Richards. This dude is crushing it. He's absolutely crushing it. And just to step back, second round pick, second center drafted in that draft behind Vernon Carey. He outlasts him. All right, they shipped Vernon Carey out of town to Washington for Harrell. And since day one, for Richards, the conversation has been, oh, the Hornets need a center. The Hornets need a center. Imagine being drafted to the Hornets, playing center, and being like, all you hear is, the Hornets need a center. I'm like, yo, I'm here. What you mean? He wasn't ready then. He looks pretty ready now. He looks more than ready now. I mean, the shot chart alone. This guy right here, I mean, just look at this. Look how beautiful this is. McDaniels kind of loses it, falls right to Richards, 6 on the shot clock, lets it fly. Didn't have to shoot it, had space, had confidence, let it go. And we have a Hornet player, a Hornet center that can shoot a mid-range jumper. What? Where'd that come from? You know, Richards has always been like a pretty decent free throw shooter. So if what they say is true, like you can extrapolate it out and say like, all right, maybe he'll become a guy who can stretch the floor a little bit, you know? He has the aptitude, has a touch from the line, and maybe that can lead to something more diverse offensively as his career develops. But so far, so good, man. He's operating as a big should. You know, he's still got bodied by Valanciunas against the Pelicans. They're going to be those games where you're going to lose the battle of the boards. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So don't get frustrated by it. But Richards is moving with so much confidence that he'll make a play, run up the floor, expressionless. I love that. It's cold as hell. I love that from him. There was a moment last night where Richards got called on the goaltend, but it was adamant, it was clean. It was an actual block. Ball was still going up. Asked for a replay. Clifford challenged it. Play got overturned. Richards got the block. I love that. I love that. I love that trust. Richards knew what he did. Clifford believed him and got it done. Got the call. Clifford's been using the centers, unsurprisingly, I'd say this early on. I'm not surprised Williams hasn't been used much outside of garbage time. First off, shout out to the Hornets for having garbage time in wins. Like being ahead and having garbage time, that's a dub. Richards and Plumlee have been subbing in and out for each other, right? It's a 2-man rotation, one guy off, one guy on. With Plumlee in a contract year and in the back half of his career, I'm curious when we'll see Richards get the majority of those minutes and become the starter. I don't think it happens in the next week or two, but it's almost November. By December, I could see Nick in the starting 5, especially if he keeps this up. If not, like if it'll be sooner if he keeps it up. I think we'll see Clifford back Richards, and Mark Williams will get into the mix at some point, I think in the new year. Unless there are injuries, of course. But with Williams, just be patient. Everyone needs to just be patient with him. He'll get into the mix. Like Kai Jones, I have no idea when he's going to get involved at all. But I could see an avenue where Williams gets into the mix before Kai does. I think Clifford has a plan for the centers. Plumlee, Richards, and Williams. This has to play out. But so far, I think it has to be playing out better than expected because Richards is bringing it off rip. And against a real team, against a real opponent, against, Clint Capella. That first game against Pirtle and the Spurs, it's hard to really judge. But 2 games in, again, small sample size, but Valanciunas and Zion, that's a formidable front court. And it was a little tougher. But against Capella, John Collins, that mix, right back in it. Right back in the mix, man. And so I'm here for it. I'm proud of Nick, and I'm excited to see where he goes from here. And I hope he gets to start here shortly. But what do you think of the season so far? Who are your standout players? What are your standout moments? Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter, social media, etc. So the next Hornets game is Wednesday against New York in Madison Square Garden. And then Friday against the Magic in Orlando. And then Saturday, the next night, back here at home against the Golden State Warriors. We'll see how that goes. But I'll be covering it right here on the Sam Dracula channel. I'll be doing live streams during those games. I'll be talking about it on my podcast with Raymond Felton. Link in the description. It's called Believe in Hornets. Scan the QR code. Give it a listen. And yeah, I'll be making a video basically on a weekly basis talking Hornets basketball, a little vibe check as we continue on during this new season. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go Hornets. Let's go Bees. Let's go Bees. But until next time, I've been Sam. You've been great. Peace.